Welcome to the channel. This is an awesome video, guys. You're going to enjoy it. It's really easy to understand and it's really easy to execute. So I'm going to show you two methods in this video on how to clone basil. Okay? One method, we're going to use a cup of water, of course a pair of scissors to take our cutting, and we're going to clone it in a cloning machine or an aeroponic sprayer. Basically the same thing. The other method I'm going to show you is a method that you can use, which I've done over here, which in this case all you need is a pair of scissors, dirt, and growing basil. So let's get started with the simple method first. What you're going to do is you're going to take a look at your basil plant. Over here, my basil plant here, I have actually three basils growing. You can see the stalks, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and cut this smaller basil plant and show you how to do the simple method. So, what we're going to do, just go down to the very bottom. See if I can get the little shot of that there. And clip it off. That's it. Now, what you want to do is you want to count the nodes. Okay? A node, that's a node at the bottom. There's your next node by my thumb. There's the next node there. Here's the next node, and then the newest node on top. I want at least 3 nodes on top. So we have 1, 2, 3. I'll say that again. 3 nodes on top. So let's take another look here. 1, 2, 3. That means anything below this we don't need. But let me show you what I'm going to do here. So here's the cutting. I'm going to remove these leaves, okay? And I'm going to cut these portions here. Okay, so take a look. I'm going to remove this bottom leaf, and I'm going to tear like this so I can kind of get that action going on. You see that? That's going to promote root growth. I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to remove that. There we go. So now I have 1, 2, 3 nodes. I'm going to remove all this additional growth because I want my growth on the clone to be produced coming straight out of this top portion here. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and shave the stalk a little bit. And from here, I'm going to literally just stick it right into the dirt like so. Just like that. That's it. Lastly, I mentioned I was going to clip the leaves. I'll cut them like that. The reason you do that is the leaves hold a lot of water, and since this thing has no root growth, it's best to cut the leaves off like that. You could leave one full leaf, that's fine. Here's a clone that I did just yesterday, and it seems to be doing just fine. Now, the other method I'm going to show you is basically everything I did just now, except instead of planting it in the ground, I'm going to put it into an aeroponic sprayer. So let's take a look here. Let's go back to this plant. Here's this other basil I mentioned. I have the 3 stalks. Let's go ahead and cut this one off like that. Going to go ahead and do the same thing so you can watch this again. Okay, so let's count our nodes. 1, 2, 3. Everything below we can get rid of. Of course, I'm going to eat this actually. I'm going to put on a nice piece of fresh mozzarella this morning and maybe a nice fresh tomato. Now I'm going to cut this here at an angle like that. Okay, and now I have my stalk. And next I'm going to shave it like this, just a couple little shavings, don't gotta get crazy. And same process, trim the edges of the leaves. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna don't need to take quite as much off of this, but I will go ahead and remove these nodes. Don't need these. Again, we're creating a clone, so we want all of our growth to be focused toward the top new growth. So these come off And that's my baby Allegra here. She's helping me record. So you might hear her from time to time in the video. Let's cut these. Now, let's go walk over to the aeroponic sprayer. I'll show you how this is done. Just as a side note and an important piece of this video, clones are very delicate. So if you're going to be out there cutting several clones, just bring a cup of water. Drop your clone in the cup of water so that it can prevent the clone from dying. This will give it a better chance of surviving. That was the purpose of the cup of water. But let's go ahead and take a look here. So I'm going to show you where this clone is headed. It's headed right here, which is where I did the exact same process I'm about to show you a week ago. Let me go ahead and pull this out. This whole system you see here consists of a vortex sprayer and a reservoir. Okay, it's an aeroponic sprayer. This one's made by General Hydroponics. It's called the Rainforest. But let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to dump it out like that. And after 1 week's time, you're going to have one of these, which is going to go in the garden. So let's just repeat the process and I'll show you how I got to here in a week. Very simple. Have my little cup and container. Fill it with these grow rocks, like so. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and take my basil cutting and I'm just going to put it way down there at the bottom. Even off to the side is fine, just like that. Okay, then I just take my little cocoa mat, set it on top, and then from here we're just going to drop it right there in the machine. So now this aeroponic system is continually spraying the root system and wetting this cutting. Okay? And once the cuttings are wet, it'll start growing a root system like this. This is bok choy I have growing in here, by the way, which I just uploaded a video just prior to this if you'd like to check that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and sum up this video. Here's my basil clipping with the roots. Let's go ahead and take it back to the garden. Okay, so this is the spot I'm going to pick for the cutting. I'm going to go ahead and plant it right in the center. I'll show you how I do that as well. In this case, I'm just going to use my hands. Dig out a little portion here, just like that. That looks great. Okay, I'm going to take my cutting out of the water. Let's remove that little rock as well. There you go. Root ball clone. And we'll just drop it right in there like that. See? And we'll cover it up. Went ahead and filled in the dirt and packed it down. Now all we have to do is water from here. So again, here's our clone, the simple way. If you don't have the aeroponic system or cloning system, it will root. Basil is quite strong, and all I did, you saw, was just pushed it straight into the dirt. And if you guys want to follow up, I'll post a video here in about 2 weeks showing how this clone is doing and how that clone is doing. Lastly, all we need to do is water it. I have a irrigation system set up here, so I'm going to go ahead and flip that on. Alright, and there we have it. Had a nice little misting action going on here. This is nice and wet already. This will wet the soil up, get these basils planted, and of course, let's see, this is a nice looking leaf here, so is this. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with this. Took a nice little piece of fresh mozzarella, sliced it, put a nice little fresh basil leaf that we just took from the garden, finished it with a little olive oil and some balsamic vinegar. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can do stuff like this. It's so easy, guys. You just reap what you sow. Just follow our videos here and I can help you set up a little garden and you can have this anytime you wish. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And always, Happy gardening.